Cancer, you are trying to explain something to someone and you don't think it's getting through, and neither do I. Okay, so let's look why. This is your June 2026 tarot reading. That card wants to come. Oh my lord. Yeah, okay. The Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is also the card where somebody's got a barrier up, where they've got loads of, like a fence, or they're building a wall, or they're just literally like this. The words can't get through. And I feel like there's something going on behind their side of the wall. And this can be in a relationship, this could be with your boss, this could be with a friend, it could be with a family member. But you feel like something is falling on deaf ears. And you're right, you're a water sign, you're sensitive, I'm a water sign. We read the vibes of things, you know, we get the vibes. And in fact, I'm going to do that. We get the vibes through water. Okay, so I'm going to take you an ocean oracle, because you're a lovely water sign, and I've just been by the sea actually. So let's take one of these for the situation. Also, Cancerians are not people who try to over-explain. You know, you're not actually mansplaining, womansplaining. You're literally, you have something to say and they do need to hear it. But there's something in the way. We get this absolutely gorgeous driftwood. You're dealing with a person or a situation that has more to it than what's going on right now, okay? I'm going to take another one of those in a minute. Let's look at the heart of the matter, okay? What is the heart of the matter for my lovely Cancerians? Let me know how you're doing. Drop me a crab in the comments. You are always my highest watching sign and my most engaged sign. So if you could hype the video as well, oh yes, oh yes. If you want to hype, you go on your phone where the like button is, and then you go to the comments, slide that secret door to the left, and you can hype the video. Much appreciated, much, much appreciated. Oof, oof. We get the Nine of Pentacles as the heart of the matter. Venus in Virgo. So, for the other side of the equation, we have the Nine of Wands. For you and the heart of this matter, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Self-worth. And we've been talking about this for some time, because this has been coming for some time. You have been gradually building a bank of confidence, self-worth. I think some of you as well, and let me know in the comments, you've been educating yourselves, whether that's that you've been boning up on relationships, you've been boning up on, I don't know, psychology, or you've been looking at maybe somatic healing. I just feel a lot of you are looking for ways not to improve yourself, because that sounds just really 1980s, but ways to reconnect with yourself. And I feel like that's where your true power is. And I also feel that when you reconnect with yourself, you will be heard. And it's strange. So if you think about it as a telephone, there's a disconnect. When you, is almost as if you're dialing in yourself, then you will be heard. And not just with this person, this situation, but right across the board, okay? You will be heard. So much so, I'm going to write it down. In fact, if this is really resonating, just put "I will be heard" in the comments with a crab. Now, Six of Cups. Oof, oof, oof. This is the thing, this has been coming up for you for a while, okay? It's interesting. This is the Neon Tarot, by the way. It talks here, they're at an arcade. It talks about whether you save the game. The Six of Cups is a card of longing. It's a card of melancholy, us water signs, I'm a Pisces, as you know, us water signs, you, me, Scorpio. Oh God, I mean, this is a Scorpio card, but it affects us water signs because we don't, like some of the other signs, maybe the fire signs and the air signs in particular, and probably the earth signs as well, you know, they have straight lines for things. It's like, well, that is done. Woof. Line. Ended. Let's move on to whatever it is. For us water signs, it's a lot more like tides and the moon and the sea. And I think that's maybe why I chose this. And you can see here, we've got the sea in the background. The sea takes care of its business, and you, Cancerians, you take care of your business, but it's just not as obvious as when the other signs do it, because we're not linear. You're not linear. Water signs are not linear. You might be the most linear of the water signs, but you're still not really linear, not compared with the rest of the ones out there, you know? So think of yourself as moving like the sea, okay? Moving like a tide. You get the job done. Sorry, my cats are circling. Hello. Oops. Yes. Right. Yes. You get full moon. Speaking of the moon and speaking of tides, divine feminine. You as Cancerians are divine feminine. Male, female, whatever, you act with divine feminine energy. Sometimes that energy is very hard to express because our world is not set up for, you know, feminine energy. When you think about it, when you think about how the moon operates and you think about how the tides operate and you think about how, I mean, this is just, you know, maybe it's just me, let me know. But you think about how the sea is there and it just doesn't flood everywhere all the time. You know, it generally stays in place. It's controlled by the tides. It comes up to certain markers, but it's not exact and it doesn't have to be. It changes a little bit every day and so do you. Okay, so in terms of your message, the message that you have for someone else, whether you actually know the words of that message or whether you're just feeling the energy of the message you want to put over, it's not a one-shot deal. It's not something I would put in a text message. It's not going to be understood the first time. There are going to be many times, and I think you may have experienced this over the past few weeks. There have been many times where it's just falling on deaf ears, it's misunderstood, it's not connecting because the person or the situation that you're dealing with is not feminine energy. It's masculine energy. Okay? Then we get treasure chest. The full moon and the treasure chest. I like this. You have it says treat yourself, okay? But I rather feel, if you think of the treasure chest, when it's closed, it's really frustrating. Sorry. Cat hair in my mouth. How did that get there, girls? I blame you. Ugh. Sorry about that, lovely Cancerians. When it's closed, it's really frustrating. It's something that people, you know, get treasure maps. They want to find it. You want to open it. You want to break it open. This is where you've been trying to get to. And for some reason, the full moon blows it open. So I'm going to say, whenever you get this reading, look at the full moon. Okay? Look at when it is and when the one after that is, because in between those two full moons, bingo, the treasure chest opens. I'm going to write that down too. I forget, by the way, and we're going to do love and relationships in a minute. Yeah, just making a note for myself. I forget in between. I'm going to take one more card for this general, and then we're going to look at your love life, and it is that one. Yeah. Seven of Wands. Defend your position. This isn't now. This is what you're going to be doing when you kind of get your message across and you're in your feminine energy, but you're also swapping in and out of masculine energy. I know, but Cancerians are very good at this because you have the shell, okay? And at that point, that's your boundaries. Your boundaries are going to kick in, okay? Which makes you the Nine of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. They normally have this as a woman who's built her own garden. She's in the garden. She's got the bird of paradise. She's made it herself. And she's like, I like it here. I like who I am. In fact, I only spend time in the energy that feels good with the people and the things that I like. Seven of Wands. Defend your position. Itchy nose. Let's look at love. This can be friendship. This can be relationship. This can be situationship. It can be your ex, whatever. Okay, let's just dig in. So this energy carries over into your relationships. Okay. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you are liking it. If you're not liking it, you're probably not still here. If you are still here, you are mega appreciated. Okay, that one. Oof! Oof! Oof and a woof! And there will be an extended love reading afterwards, okay? It will be the link underneath where we do you and me side by side. Right, we kick off with the Hanged Man. I don't know, when you get the Hanged Man, it's really irritating because it's at a time when you want something to happen. Some of you may really have something you really want to express to somebody and you really want their time. I'm not sure if you, oof, God, okay. I'm not sure if you know where this is heading yet or if it's possible for you to know, but it feels like there needs to be some carved out time for conversation about it. The Hanged Man is telling you not to worry if you are in limbo, okay? Especially if, and only you can know this, if you feel that you have not been in your full power and that how can I put this? As a Cancerian, you kind of know when you're on it and when you're not. When you're not, you tend to just retreat because that's the best thing for you at that time. It's like a crab goes back into their shell. It's protection. You're going to have to use your senses here because I don't think it's going to be in alignment with reality. So remember how I said your feminine energy, and it's almost like time is more of a curve for you than a straight line. So think in terms of moon, think in terms of tide, think in terms of sea. There are going to be times when you're available. There are going to be times when you shouldn't be available. You're going to feel what they are. You're going to feel that portal kind of opening. And at that point, that's a good time to be having the conversation. But don't try and fool yourself, trick yourself, you know, especially if you're very hopeful about something or you're very adamant that you've got something to say. Don't let your masculine energy, the go out and get it energy, override the feminine, because the Hanged Man is a feminine energy card. You also get the Five of Pentacles, which I know, but it's one of my favourite cards. Are you out on some lonely road, usually with a broken leg, trying to beg scraps out of a church? You're like, Gemma, you described my love life. It's when you get the Five of Pentacles, and I went through a phase in my life where I got it every single time my friend did a reading for me. I used to get the Five of Pentacles, and then it was the guy who taught me tarot, actually. And he said, you know, this card has a message for you, and go away and think about what that is. And I did. And that was probably, oh my God, I feel so old, probably 30 years ago. And I'm still thinking about it today. It's still relevant today. You get this card when you need to not necessarily spend time alone, but you need to know that you are alone in this. This is not to become one territory, and it shouldn't be. It could be two individuals walking alongside each other, looking for the same treasure chest at the same horizon. But it is not you complete me, Jerry Maguire territory. Okay? No one completes you. You're complete. I'm writing it down. That sounds simple, but it is very difficult to kind of achieve. Although what I really love is that with the Five of Pentacles, you then get the Ten of Pentacles. Doubling down on being yourself and being alone, if that's what it takes, will get you to this in your love life. And it's never the instinct that you have. The instinct that you have is to act out fear. It's to, just to act out fear and anxiety. And because sitting with fear and anxiety is difficult, and it is, you know, what therapists call stay with the feelings, it feels like if you move towards that person, if you say those exact words, if you compose that correct text, if you do the right strategy, then that anxiety and everything will be out of your body and it will get a result which will make you feel better. That isn't what happens here. If you need to go out and have a run, if you need to go and walk by the sea, if you need to go and have a bubble bath, if you need to do a silent scream or even an unsilent scream, if you need to dance around your kitchen, do that, okay? Contain your own energy. This is about self-containment. And I know that sounds weird because, you know, Hollywood, the films, You Complete Me, all the rest of it, merging. This is not about you merging. Water signs merge enough without trying, okay? Don't try and merge. We are the mergers of the zodiac. You get the Magician. Some of you might be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You're dealing with somebody who is an original. They're a one-off. They may be a bit peculiar or a bit eccentric. They have a very adept mind. Amazingly, they're very good at either writing, speaking, communicating, which is even more frustrating if they're not communicating with you, okay? But don't, I got a channel message for you. Oof! Don't let frustration become bait. It's what we're like as humans. Yes. Right, let's talk about this. I love this tarot card. There will be, and you don't need to create it, there will be an event, there will be a coming together of kind of timelines. I don't know when the next Mercury retrograde is, but it will be, I think, during a Mercury retrograde, completely channeled. Okay, so have a look when the next one is. Woof. Something will ignite for you here. Will that give you happily ever after? It might. It could also blow it out of the water if it's wrong. I know. Goodness. It's been, this has been coming for a long time, and I think you can feel it, and I think that this tower is what you feel like you need to communicate, like you have an internal volcano and you're like, yeah, there it is. I need to get this off my chest. 6 of Cups. You are also 2 6 of Cupses in a reading. Oh my God. You know, I feel for you. I 100% get it. When you get 2 6 of Cups, it means that you have a coupling with somebody. You have I can't even explain it, except if it was the sea, you'd be 2 anchors tied together by an old sea rope that's at the bottom of the ocean, you know. You can't access it, and it's not very easy to express it. 6 of Cups is like, I suppose, what they might call a twin flame relationship. I don't like calling it that because people go down a twin flame sort of special road, but it's twin flame vibes, past life vibes. And in the extended reading, I'm going to draw you a couple of past life cards in the me and you side by side, because weird as it is, you've got weird connection to this person. Okay, you just have. In there, this goes with the Hanged Man, the 2 of Swords. There will be, and you're probably in one right now, periods of time with this person where you must let it lie. Let there be a lull, Control Alt Delete, however you want to put it, because when nothing is happening, everything is happening. And when nothing is happening, that power is building. Building. Queen of Wands. I need to take a card for her. I'm going to take an electric card for her. I always cross-examine my Queen of Wands if I'm doing the love section. It's that one. Oof! Oof! Woof! I love this. There may be interference from another feminine energy. That's sometimes what the Queen of Wands means, okay? Who cross-examines or crosses the Queen of Wands? You do. High Priestess. Yes. I'm reaching out to the empaths. I'm reaching out to the tarot readers, the witches, the weirdos. I love it. Us water signs. This is what I mean. Don't ever underestimate feminine energy. I'm writing that down. People always do. To their peril. To their peril. Because I know there should be a balance between masculine and feminine energy. But when feminine energy is on point, it is freaking unstoppable. It's a bit like water, right? Because obviously we're in that element. I love that. Access denied. Queen of Wands, your access is denied. Water, as you know, erodes rock. That erosion is huge. Houses fall into the sea, all sorts of stuff go on. But it seems like kind of nothing's happening. Because it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It massively is, but no one really sees it. That is your trump card. You have the 5 of Swords. Again, this is Venus in Aquarius. You could be dealing again with an air sign. But I don't know. Cancerians, normally it's air signs and fire signs that are your undoing. We also get the Knight of Cups rolling in. Right. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at you and your person side by side, okay? We're going to use 2 different decks, one for them, one for you. Then I do like a bridge in the middle to see what's bringing you together, and some shadow cards, challenge cards. What is keeping you apart? How do we deal with the energy? We take a more granular look, okay? A deep dive if we're going in for the water analogy. Woof, I might have to get myself a hot beverage. Goodness. Okay, the link is below the description box. Go and get yourself a hot beverage. Let's make it a party. I will see you on the other side. Namaste.